Hello and welcome to Coffee with Carey. Thank you. Thanks for stopping by today. If you're new, I'm Carey. I'm a matchmaker. I'm a dating coach. I'm in Chicago. Clients, they're all over the place. If that's something you're interested in, before you leave, take a look down in the description box. This topic came about this week because one of my clients was walking a woman to her car, or had offered to walk her to her car, and he had a weird vibe about her response. And I thought, there's a bunch of things that men may not understand about women, one of them being that situation and our safety being paramount in our mind. If you've been wondering what women aren't telling you, or some of the things that you may not yet understand or know about the opposite sex, this is for you guys. This is for you, because that's what's on the agenda. So the situation that arose with this client of mine was that he'd offered to walk her out to her car. And while he did eventually walk her to her car, he thought there was like a moment of awkwardness where he was curious, did she think that that meant something, or that he was going to make out with her at the car, or that she was afraid of him? And I had to explain to him that women are always apprehensive about being alone with men. In fact, we're apprehensive anytime we step out of our house and into public. I don't know that men really understand that this is paramount, our safety. And I explained to him that it could be a couple things, but safety could certainly be one of them. That is definitely something that's on our minds as women, basically every time we step out our door. Certainly every time that we're in public, leaving someplace, going anywhere where we're not accompanied by another person. I think I saw an article or read something, I don't know, seen it numerous times over the years, but basically talking about men don't understand. As women, we're worried that this man we're with, whom we don't know well, is going to kill us. And it's not just that we are the smaller sex or the weaker sex, or we've watched too much crime TV or been influenced by the movies. Most of us have suffered some type of sexual assault in our lives. So this isn't something we're worried about happening out of the blue for the first time ever because we've never experienced anything like this. We're often worried that it would happen again. And ask the woman in your life, a female friend or a sister or your mom, if she happens to be one of those people who's always thinking about her own safety when she's out and about. I think you would be surprised that it's a very typical response for women to be concerned first and foremost for their safety in the world. Number two, it's the little things. I thought guys should really know that it's not the big romantic gestures that women are yearning for in a relationship, a new relationship, or even on a date. It's really the little things that seem to add up more often, but smaller type favors or gifts. Actually, what you need to really know is your woman's love language, and then be able to show her that you care by using her love language to both of your advantage. So if it's acts of service, say, doesn't mean you have to get up and clean the whole house in the morning before she wakes up and have breakfast ready, do all the laundry and empty the dishwasher. It means that more often than on Saturday mornings, you should be doing smaller things that trigger her to realize that you are making an effort to care for her in the love language, which is how she does feel cared for and feel loved. Well, there's a link to that actually, and I'll put it right here. But understanding your partner's love language will definitely bring you closer together, because you'll understand what makes this person feel cared for and loved. Number three, lots of things turn us on about men, but you might be surprised to know that it's not just chivalry that we find so masculine and endearing, but the other side of that is emotional intelligence. Somebody knowing how they feel and being able to communicate that. Someone who understands interpersonal relationships and can be more self-aware and know more about themselves and their own needs and what they're looking for in an emotional life, in an emotional relationship, in an emotional connection. Wow, I didn't mess those lines up at all there. But now I've totally lost my train of thought. Number four, we are not always looking for advice when we are talking to you about something that we are experiencing negatively. We have a problem. You think we need this problem solved. we have a concern, you think we want you to tell us how to deal with this. Very often we're looking for somebody to allow us to vent, and we want to be heard and be able to get it off our chest with somebody who's paying attention to us and cares about us. And it's just the hearing us that's the important part, not necessarily fixing the problem. On the flip side of that, when you share with us that you have a problem, we want to be able to fix it for you. Next, you might want to know that while your brains can occasionally shut down and you can focus on one thing at a time, that's not the way that ours work. You may have seen memes about, from a woman's perspective, that she feels in her brain all the tabs are open and she can't figure out where the music's coming from. That's a cute meme, but it's really, really accurate. We are constantly juggling different parts of our lives and different thoughts, and it's all going on at one time. And if you see us sitting there and watching a movie, looks like we're relaxing and you're not thinking about anything except the movie, know that there's a good chance the woman sitting next to you is also thinking about 4 other things, because it's just hard for us to turn that off and focus, which is why meditation is such a really cool tool for women. It does kind of give us the habits and let us be present and in the moment more easily when we want to be. Next up, you should know that women really, really appreciate compliments just the same way that you do. And I would be remiss if I did not point out that those compliments, while lovely if they're about the way we look, don't always have to be about something physical or the way we look. We really like it when you compliment us on things that we've accomplished, or character traits that we have, or how well we did something, or how smart it was that we thought of this, or how great we helped diffuse some situation. Wow, you were really patient with your mom or our daughter. Or women like compliments, and we like it to be about things that we're proud of about ourselves, or especially things that we're working on becoming better at. Next up, talking about being heard and wanting somebody to truly be listening to us. We talk a lot on this channel about becoming a better listener, because it really is a forgotten skill. And it's definitely something I've been working on for a couple years now. I mean, at least since I started the channel, I've been making a consistent and conscientious effort to focus on not thinking about what I'm going to say next, but instead being in the moment and present, so that when someone's speaking to me, I'm taking it all in and processing it without thinking about my comeback. It's fine to take a little pause after someone's shared with you or spoken to formulate your response to that. And that's something I've had to learn, and it's going pretty well. Thanks for asking. But when we are communicating with our partner, we want the focus on us. We want to believe you are listening to us. So I think I'm just letting you know that if a woman is wanting to have a conversation about something with you that's a little bit more important than what time we're going to do this, or what do you want to watch, or dinner stuff, or just sharing the day-to-day, if it's a bigger conversation, put away whatever you're doing, whether it's your phone or business stuff or tinkering or something around the house. That's the time you're like, oh, you want to talk about this? You want to sit down for a couple minutes and have a conversation and truly communicate. And I guarantee in a relationship, making that effort and communicating in that way where you're actually focused on the other person, if people were doing that throughout their relationships, more relationships would last much longer, if not indefinitely, when both people feel they're being heard. It's a key reason people don't stick together. They don't communicate well anymore. Speaking about something going on and needing to have a conversation, next on my list would be that when you are getting a vibe that your person isn't telling you what's going on, and they may not be in the mood that they were previously. They seem perturbed, annoyed, or they're sulking or looking a little moody to you, and you say something, what's wrong? And they say nothing. Don't necessarily trust that nothing means nothing. Not that this person is lying, but this woman is probably lying. And lots of reasons for this. It's self-sabotage at its finest, really. But a lot of times women just won't want to be a bother. They don't think that you want to hear about it. They think that not going into it and ignoring it will make it go away. And oddly enough, we just want to believe that somehow intuitively you will know what is wrong. It's ridiculous that people in this day and age expect their partner to be a mind reader. And it goes both ways. Both genders are guilty of this at one time or another. But we think our partner should just know. They should just intuit what's on our mind, or know that because they did this earlier, it's going to affect us in this way. And very often the other person has no idea what's going on and didn't notice that that was a big deal, whatever it was to start with, so would never think that that's carried on 2 hours later, that that could be something you're thinking about. It's long forgotten for them. So don't just take nothing as an answer and maybe put down whatever you're doing and say, you seem upset and I just don't like to see you like this. What is it that you're thinking about? What am I supposed to know? And not in a negative or accusing way, but what am I supposed to know that I'm not picking up on now? Because I really don't know. I think that would go a long way in helping you also to be a better communicator with your partner. And I have no idea what number that was. That was my last one, but I do have 2 quick bonus tips for you here. And one would be that if we say we're going out shopping and we don't come home with packages, you should know that that doesn't mean we didn't go shopping. Shopping doesn't necessarily mean buying stuff to women. Sometimes shopping means looking around or just wanting some space to get your mind off things and look at stuff. That stuff is not necessarily coming home with us. Typically, that's alone shopping, although women can sometimes go out with a friend and just chit-chat or shop separately and then come together. It's a whole ritual for us women, but don't be surprised if somebody goes out shopping and comes home empty-handed, unless, of course, they were going food shopping. That would be super weird. And then my second bonus tip is that when we ask you to remember to put down the toilet seat, it's not that we are just asking you to make it our way or that we think it looks unappealing. If we're not paying attention, we fall in. Every woman has fallen into a toilet that does not have a seat down in order to catch her tush. So it's not only thoughtful, it's a safety and health concern. So please, guys, remember to put the seats down when you're done. Appreciate y'all stopping by today. If you want to subscribe to the channel and hit that ring bell, that would be great. Oh, that's my mom there. She's recommending that maybe you want to give the episode a thumbs up. And I'd appreciate that too. I'll look forward to next time. And until then, have a good one. Not just get it out, Carey.